Hey, how's it going? I'm not sure if this is gonna work because I tried to do this before and it kept crashing, but I am in Kinemaster or Kinemaster. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but either way. This is a really cool little video editor, I must admit. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. Hey, it doesn't look like it's crashing. All right. So, for like over the past few days, filming all the parts, all the clips, then editing the clips, then trimming them and everything like that, resaving them, moving them around. Oh man, yeah, it could be a long, kind of a tedious process if sometimes I might just make a recording, trim it, do my commentary, and that's good. Like, that's what I wanted to make. That was it, right to the point. Other times, especially since I have this new editor, I feel more creative editing and just have a lot of fun with it. So anyway, this is a really cool program. You can do a lot of advanced stuff if you know what you're doing, especially. All I really needed was something that was high quality where I could position the music exactly where I wanted. That's all I was worried about. I didn't care about like little effects and making little like cuts and funny little edits. I was just recording and doing what I do. So this kind of opened up a whole other world of possibilities. So since it's here, of course I'm going to use it. And if I'm going to use it, I'm going to go like really far into it and really just have fun with it. So initially I downloaded some sound effects, and when you're editing and compiling things and just kind of stitching something together from scratch, you do a lot of internet searches for different music, clip art, transparent vector graphics, animations, effects, etc. Like your images, your sound effects as you're editing and you're like watching your footage, you're like, oh, I know, I'll add this here, and then you go get that little thing and put it in and position it perfectly exactly where you want it to be. There's a really good documentary, I forgot what it's called, but it's all about the history of editing in film, And I've been an editor doing audio and video editing for many, many years. I love filming, I love recording, I love creating things. So anyway, yeah, here's your timeline, and this is your video up here. You can zoom in and out. This is as you go down. Playlist, and you have in between, these are your transitions, so you can download all kinds of different effects, overlays, transitions, like what you would expect, and then you can put your music and stuff wherever you want, and when you select it you can drag, and it's real easy and very precise. You can zoom all the way in to the fractions of a second. So you can make your cuts perfectly exactly where you want them. Have your music come in and out. If you want to fade something in or out or make a jump cut, in contrast, for a different like emotional effect or just a visual, mood, whatever, the sky's the limit. It's up to your creativity. So you put all kind of footage in here, images, drawings, whatever you want, text, different sound effects. So you can see all these edits. You can see why it took a long time of doing all these little micro edits. And then I found out in this program, which is super annoying, because I'm still learning this. This is a brand new program for me, but I think there's a way to lock the pieces in, like lock them in so they can't move in the timeline. I'm not sure how that'll affect the overall progression, but if you change like a microsecond over here, even a tenth of a second, or take 1 or 2 frames out, or if you edit something so slightly or add a transition with half a second, all the way down here, your whole playlist will be shifted over. And you have to go back when you made everything happen precisely exactly where and when you wanted it to for that certain effect you were going for. Yeah, it gets ruined. And it's super tedious because sometimes you just hit the sweet spot with your edit and it's perfect. And like, to get it back to that perfection, sometimes you can't. Or you get it pretty close, but you're like, yeah, close enough. Like, it's pretty close, but you know what I mean. If you've done a lot of editing, it's like, it might be so slightly changed that it's not even perceivable, but you know, because you're the one creating it, and you could tell it's slightly different than what you wanted to do. It's like, anyways, so, yeah, you can see all these edits, all these little micro edits and things I added, and I kind of did a lot in the beginning. Then I was, letting the footage go. It's just like 1 minute, minute and a half. Then there's a bunch of stuff happening here, different little like custom things that I made happen just to kind of be like, oh wow, what is that? Like, why did that happen? And there's kind of like a back story to my videos. There's kind of like, it's kind of like, like my name, like there's a meta kind of meta story within a story, and there's like Easter eggs, and it's almost like an ARG, like an ARG, augmented reality game in a way, because this is the first time I've ever mentioned anything about it. I kind of hinted that there, about like the there's like some quantum singularity, and then like some other things were happening, and it was kind of a scenario like where me as the character in the game didn't know what was going on, but I didn't necessarily tell the audience that like straight away. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to pick up on it, and you might just see things as like, oh, that was a cool visual thing, but there's a reason. There's like, or maybe not in that part. It depends. There could be a hidden meaning, but maybe not. But there's definitely a lot of Easter eggs. Yeah. So yeah, this is that whole project. It was 26 minutes, so I broke it up into 2 parts. These are all the end clips. There's a lot of edits in here, even though there's not a lot of stuff added. All the clips, there's a lot of stuff, and then there's like post-processing. There's I do some color filtering, contrast, and stuff like that. So you have to match those for each one, which can be tedious. They still don't have incremental, selection tools, like just to go up like 1 degree, 2 like a little plus or minus, like you would have on a computer. Like, anyway, so yeah, this is how it'll be, and then you're playing back your footage, and you can zoom in and out, you can pause it, you go, okay, go back, add something, add this, add that, whatever. And yeah, you arrange everything exactly how you want it to be, and yeah, there you go. And yeah, I got cut off because yeah, I'm surprised it recorded as long as it did. I'm gonna take this chance to wrap this video up and say, yeah, that's about it before this thing crashes again, because I think if I scroll around or move around anymore, it's not gonna be happy. Yeah, thanks for being here. I hope you found this interesting, and do all the things, smash all the buttons, have fun and do whatever makes you happy, as long as you don't hurt anyone, I guess, you know. So yep, that's about it. I don't know, you know, I can't really think of anything else to say. So hey man, you know, woman, man, child, whatever, people, humans, you know, I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.